guys, and welcome back to Couch Critics. I'm Lamia.
And I'm Ruby, and today we're reviewing The Uglies, which is
Yes.
Netflix's latest movie. It is a Netflix production, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the adaptation of the Uglies book. It's a saga. I think they have 4 books, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it stars Joey King
Yes.
and the guy from the OC. Not the OC. What is it called? Outer Banks. Outer Banks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah.
It's basically a movie about, I don't know what kind of society, but it's like a bunch of kids that when they turn 16, they end up having like plastic surgery to be pretty and to be able to go into the city because before then they just live in a different kind of area. And yeah, the plot is about Joey King's friend not wanting to get the surgery done, and so Joey King goes out to convince her. Her name is Tali in the
Tali.
movie, and then she realizes that the surgery not only affects their physical appearances but also their mental way of thinking, and it just creates a whole um, kind of not revolution, but like it's a bit dystopian, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's definitely dystopian. The books came out ages ago, and I like there was a hype about around them, and they kind of reminded me of the Hunger Games series and Divergent. But I don't really see any hype about this movie right now. Like I expected it to get much more appreciation,
Yeah.
but I just think that people are kind of like past these dystopian stories because they're not as dystopian as they once were.
Yeah.
Like everyone, right? Like plastic surgery has been so normalized right now, and it's just not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just about plastic surgery. For me, I felt like plastic surgery was kind of like a mask for other things. For example, I couldn't help but compare it to social media because plastic surgery was what helped people, not help, but like ended up having all the people in the same area and having to think the same way and everything. And I feel like right now it's to do like a small comparison without like conspiring or anything.
Yeah.
But we all have the tendency of also going in that way, like in a certain direction that's with like collective thinking and all of that. And yeah, not
Yeah.
sure if it's good or bad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And I think that the beauty of these movies is that they push us forward to think about the advantages and disadvantages of the norms that we're used to. So yeah, but I do agree that it's different. Sorry, it's my ideas.
It's okay.
I do agree that it's very different from Divergent and Hunger Games
Mhm.
because there was more fire, I feel, in those movies, and it was way scarier. In this movie, the antagonist wasn't that bad, in my opinion, and the protagonist, I loved Joey King's acting. I loved her like personality in the movie, but I felt like she lacked rage, the kind of rage that Shailene Woodley and Jennifer Lawrence had
Yeah.
in Divergent and Hunger Games.
I feel like the reason why the Hunger Games worked was because the plot was very strong. The Hunger Games is this movie about a revolution, about standing against the system, about not being oppressed. Whereas for this movie, they're trying to copy that, but it's not working because the plot is just weak. It doesn't fit the era that we currently live in. I mean, they hired Joey King. Joey King is beautiful. And I don't know how to phrase it, but like to me, they should have made her kind of uglier to
Yeah.
kind of see the advantages of like how she would turn out with the
Yeah.
surgeries, but I don't see that much difference when besides like a different eye color and a hair
Yeah.
color, like I don't see a metamorphosis.
And they did that with Paris. Like they had, I think he
Yeah.
had like a different kind of nose, like some I don't know, plastic nose or something, just to make him look that different. They didn't do that with Joey King, which I found very insulting. Like as if
Yeah.
they were saying like, oh, the way she actually looks is ugly. And I'm like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? Or even Shay. I mean, she was beautiful. And I think she was prettier before the surgery than she was after.
Exactly. So that on itself doesn't work because, why would anyone want to be pretty if there isn't that much of a difference? Why would they go through plastic surgery? And then for the ones who actually go through with it, you see that they're actually happier, and
Yeah.
they're like just much more optimistic. They like themselves better, whereas before they were very self-conscious. And I'm not here saying that like everyone should get plastic surgery to like, and that it would solve their problems, but I feel like in some cases, if you truly have like some deeply rooted insecurities, like I don't see the harm in it. And so like to just start a war against the system for something that's like
Yeah,
so
but
superficial.
yeah, but that's what they're selling. They're trying to show them that they're happier, but in fact, it's also because they kind of change something in their brains, and I
Which
think
is
this
good
is why.
if it's making them
I
happier.
think that's the silver lining. Is it okay to like have something that shuts you off from your freedom if it's gonna make you happy or not? I think that is the question. I remember my first year of university here, one of our teachers told us that modern societies sacrifice their freedom for their comfort, and it's only going to be problematic for the long term.
Mhm.
So I think that this is what the movie tries to portray. But
Yeah.
I do agree that it lacks, like it lacks
Substance.
substance
Yeah.
exactly, because I don't see like they showed Cable as the antagonist or as
Mm.
like the mean guy, but it's never just one person. It's a
Yeah.
person representing a system, but who's behind Cable? We didn't see that, and I think
Cable
that
is the best friend, right?
no, Cable is the woman
Oh, okay, okay.
who was
Yeah.
doing the surgeries, and
Yeah.
I think you cannot just portray one person. Like it's not one person who's like forcing all of these people to get
Hmm.
their surgeries. It's so much more. So why is Cable in power? That's what lacked.
True. I think that they had such a big potential with the cast because Joey King is amazing. I don't know if you've seen anything that she's been in before.
Funnily enough, the only movie I can think of that I watched for her is the a movie she did when she was 5 years, Crazy Stupid Love. It's a movie with
Really? Was
the
she in that?
yeah, she was. It's a 5 year. She like she had a tiny role. She
Okay.
was the younger sister of Emma Stone in the movie. It's a movie with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling. Great comedy. I love
Hmm.
it. But she was just 5 years old at the time, and she had just like a
Wow.
minor role. And it's great to see like her career just move
Hmm.
forward. And I feel like she's such a like very distinguished and like it's you immediately recognize her, and I really
Yeah.
like her. She was also in Kissing Booth.
She was in the Kissing
Okay,
Booth. She was in the Gypsy Rose
I don't know it.
movie. It's about the real story of Gypsy Rose, which is just the best thing that her best role. She was amazing in it. It completely transformed herself to fit into the character's shoe. And also the best friend Tali, she was in this show called I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she was phenomenal in it. The guy from the Outer Banks, that guy should stop playing like high schoolers. He seems so much older.
Yeah, but don't all high schoolers aren't all high schoolers
I
like 28
know,
years old?
but like I don't know. When I look at Joey King, I like it's
Yeah,
much more believable.
yeah,
But when it comes to that guy, it's not. So I just feel like they missed a shot with they like this movie should have worked,
yeah,
but it did not come out at the right time. Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's
And I
basically
think it should have come out in
yeah,
2014 or 2016. I think
yeah.
we would have been very hyped about it. Or maybe we're not used for maybe these kind of movies are doing a
Mhm.
comeback and I don't know.
I don't think people want to see these kind of movies anymore.
I think we're tired of revolutions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Do you think they're gonna make a sequel?
I mean they it
They
seemed like they
hinted.
led up to
Yeah,
that, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work or not.
yeah,
My the sequel is either gonna be way worse or it's gonna like make us want to rewatch the first one and make it all make
yeah.
sense. It really depends on what they do with it.
Hmm. I don't think there will be a sequel. I don't see anyone talking about this movie, so
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know what's the rating on Netflix.
It's seven. I watched it this morning and it was number seven today. But here's like an unpopular opinion. I don't think Netflix movies are made to be turned into sequels and things like
Hmm.
that. I think they're great at doing series and limited series or like
Yeah,
long series. But I feel like with movies, it's because it's Netflix and because it's so accessible, it's also very forgettable. Because when we go to the movies, we plan it ahead, we expect to go, we remember it. But
True.
when we have so much movies on display, it's really hard to remember a movie out
And
of
also,
so many.
the timing is really bad. It came out at the same time as Monsters, which is the new Ryan Murphy
Yes.
show. He made Dahmer too.
Okay.
And it's like everyone's watching Monsters right
Hmm.
now, so
It's based on a true story and it's not
yeah,
just like a fictional universe.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that sums it up for
For
Uglies.
Uglies, let us know what you guys think if you watched it.
By the
And
way, I just want to add something. Like
yes.
when I was watching this, I couldn't stop but like try to imagine the conversation between Joey King and her agent, and like him telling her that she got the role for the ugly. Because like whenever I see some behind the scene of like this movie, Joey King is like, "Hi, I'm Joey King, and I play and ugly." And I'm like, what? This on itself is very dystopian to me.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand it. I don't want to watch this just
Yeah.
based on Joey King saying that she's ugly.
Honestly, props for her confidence. I don't know. I really like this girl. I feel like if you meet Joey King in real life, you'd have a very fun conversation.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
And see you next week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah,
See you guys.
bye.
Bye.